still got this congestion, by the way. Oh, God.
I do too. I took 2 antibiotics last night. It helped a little bit, but I'm going to take 2 more tonight and see if I can knock it out.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Of course, I'm Doc G, and I still got a lot of congestion going on, but it's getting better. It's a little bit less here and there every day. Of course, this is for all the people out there that want to hear information that you won't find anywhere else, especially with Chance's chat and friends. And that's what this is live. This is also for information purposes only, but it also may not be. Entertainment purposes as well. It may not be. We're not on Facebook tonight, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be on Facebook anyway. We're going to link it to Facebook, and you'll be able to see it as well. Be patient with us. And I want to introduce the host, the grand host of the show, the wonderful Mr. Superman himself, Chance McFadden.
All day long. Oh, God, what an introduction. What did I do to deserve that? My God. Okay, guys, it's been a crazy week. Crazy ass week. I'm telling you. Listen, you guys got to pay close attention to me tonight, okay? Because I am going to give tonight's intel everything but the good stuff. And I'm putting the good stuff on a video that's going to play on armorstudios.network exclusively. Okay? So what you need to go into is join armorstudios.network. We'll have the platform creator on tonight. But what you need to do is go on and join. While instead of $20 a month, they're doing it for $7 a month. Okay? Doc and I are already signed up. The video platform will begin in December. Very important that you sign up because you're not going to get the key part of tonight's intel unless you sign up. And you're locked in for life. It's $7 a month for life instead of $20 a month. And the 31st, it ends. Goes back to $20 a month. Okay? So you're going to have to sign up for Armor Studios so you can get the backdoor date. Okay? The information exclusive from my sister and the latest and greatest and wow information about the IRS. Those 3 things will be covered when you and you can go in and watch my video. It'll be on armorstudios.network. So we're going to give you a lot of information tonight, but we want to get you used to operating in this new format. If you've got a pen and paper, you need to write this down because once you learn the format, just like you learn to use YouTube, you learn to use Rumble and BitChute and stuff like that. This is a different type of format, but it's the same thing. And here's the thing. There is no restrictions as long as it's not illegal or unlawful. Okay? No porn. You're a creator. You're a video creator. You can join. You don't have to worry about saying words like DT and cable guys and anything else that the AI of YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute don't like. Facebook too. They censor us bad. That's why we're not on Facebook probably tonight. But anyway, thank you, Suzanne. Everybody that has signed up, go in and do a friend's request to Brian McFadden. I'm going to go on my real name on this platform. I have to because of the credit card information. So listen, even if it's $7 a month, okay, just skip going to Starbucks one day, okay? Okay? Because I guarantee you this format is going to be worth it. This new platform and this new format is going to be worth it. I have, as usual, been chatting a lot with Wyatt. But before we get further into information, and I'm gonna have Doc G play a song that he wrote, and I heard a little bit of it, and it's sounding pretty cool. So, what's the name of it, Doc?
Well, people, you need us.
Ooh, I like it.
Think about that, people. You do need us for truth, justice, in the American way. I had to do it.
I love that. All right. Now you're gonna have to make me get up and go get my cape on or something like that.
Oh man, dude, you're gonna love this. All right, guys. So just hang in there, Joseph. We got you coming on in just a couple seconds here. Let me get this up and get this playing, and then we're gonna be right back. Talk a little bit about the dogs too, guys. We got good news about the dogs. Very good news. Oh. And then we'll be right back. Here we go. Yeah. Hope you like this, guys. Oh, just a little bit rockier, but
yeah, that's terrible. I hate rock.
Paper skyline stretching wide, chasing numbers like a tide. I ride back, hold the sun hostage. Hands grip tight on ticking clocks, dreams locked in a metal box. Money to language here, no one can stop it. On the floor, raging wild to the air. Will it rise? Will it go? Who even cares? On the floor.
Turn the volume down a bit, Doc.
Behind the screen, beating on electric dreams, cold hard data, no time for feeling. But the rumors tell the facts, every move the nervous act, life is in charge, always real. When the closing bell rings, we all
you go, guys.
What I heard was good, but it's overpowering by re-recording.
Oh, it sounds good on this end. So everybody said it; they can hear it. Okay, it sounds a bit. He said it sounds a bit like Foreigner. Okay, thank you for that. I wasn't going for that, but I was going for other songs. But thank you for that. That song is about how people need other people sometimes to get their message across, to get their point across, to get their thoughts and feelings across. And we're the messengers that bring it out. That's all.
Okay. I'm listening to the comments. I'm reading the comments as they come across. And
Okay.
I want to scold somebody right now. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is a good scolding. Okay. Don't put your finger in the garbage disposal or you could get it cut off. This is a good scolding. Don't do that. Okay. It's a good scolding. I'm going to see who it is. Catherine says, we make coffee at home. We can't afford groceries. Okay. You just painted yourself into a corner with your negativity. Okay. I am health, wealth, abundance, and joy. 520-741-8. Repeat those every day. Quit feeling like you're poor. If you can't afford groceries, do you know where to get groceries for free? Because I do. I have to go to the food pantry. We've got 3 of them here in Fort Madison. In Mayberry, we've got 3 of them. If you're not going to the food pantry, then you're missing out. And if you don't know how to do it, all you got to do is go down and ask them. Salvation Army, different food pantries. Okay, there's all kinds of resources out there. I understand poor, okay? I understand it. Okay, but by putting it out in the universe, it means you're just asking for more of it. Okay? I'm gonna give all the intel tonight because of the comments I made over here, except for one thing. So if you want to know that one thing, then you're gonna have to go to Armor Studios. And yes, I had trouble putting my credit card in too, Ann, earlier. I had to try 2 different cards before I could get one to go. So we're getting very, very close to the 10 days. But before we go into more intel, I want to tell you something wonderful. And I mean, this is my prayers, your prayers, everybody's prayers being answered. Doc G just gave me the most wonderful news. We have done our job except for 2 things. Go ahead, Doc. Tell them all about it.
All right. So last week we had the Trenton Animal Shelter, where I am in Trenton, New Jersey, reached out to me, and they had 15 dogs that were going to be eliminated because they didn't have the room for them. And a lot of these dogs, I flashed the pictures around. We talked about them a little bit. And somehow, some way, through God, somehow through us, 13 of them got adopted. Now, I don't care what you say, but all I could say is, thank God, 13 dogs got adopted. Now we got 2 more. They get adopted, hopefully, because they got extensions. They got like 2 or 3 day extensions, because once the other ones got out, there was room for these 2. Now they only have 2 or 3 days extra, but they got extensions. So in my mind, God is making a way to adopt all 15 through us. To me, that is just absolutely amazing. As an animal lover, as a person lover, as people, I love people. But you guys, whoever you adopted, these animals, thank you so much. It shows 2 things: that power of God works, the power of Chance's chat works, and there's always people listening that will help out. So I hope that makes you guys feel good, because it made me feel like, wow, that's what we do this for. Right, Chance? That's what we do this for.
Exactly.
To give good advice, to help other people, to treat people with respect and give them common courtesies, but also create, hopefully, a great environment where people can help others as well as animals. And that's what we did. So, guys, I give it up for you. I give it up to Chance. I give it up for everybody that made this happen for these animals. Because had we not did this, I don't know the outcome. But when we intervened and helped out, good outcome. Thank you so much for that. And now we just pray for the other two to get adopted, and I'll let you know next week. I can't give you any better news. I'm crying talking about it. Because, Chance, you know, you're an animal lover. I'm an animal lover. I have 3 adopted cats. I had 1 rescued dog. So in my mind, if you rescue an animal from an environment like that, or any environment really, you're a great human being. And I love you for that. Nothing else matters to me. I love you for just being that person to say, you know what, I'm going to step up. I'm going to go get that dog. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to give them a good life, and I'm going to take them home with me and treat them as my own. And to me, that's absolutely amazing. Go ahead, Chance.
I am reminded of when my son and his wife got a divorce. They had 2 dogs, Isis and Kira. They're both passed away. I didn't have any place to keep them, so I put them in the basement. I went down every day and spent time with them. And then I got them out, and I got a temporary adoption for them for about 6 months. And then the guy says I can't keep them no more. So I went up to Cedar Rapids and picked them up, and I brought them home. And the guy that had him, he was a real good friend of mine, and he did a real wonderful job, but he was getting a divorce. So I told him, if you can't keep him, let me know. I'll bring him home. So I brought him home, and Kira passed away, and she's in the backyard with the other 14 animals. And Isis, we brought her upstairs. And she slept in my wife's bedroom and boy, you want to tell you what, she had a wonderful, wonderful time sleeping with Kathy and having a closeness with a human being. And I knew she was getting old, and I knew she was getting feeble. And one day she came out of Kathy's bedroom and got up. She went right over to me, and I was talking to my mom's best friend at the time. And I said, I think my dog's going to die. And she just fell over dead. But what a wonderful gift we gave that dog by bringing her in and staying with my wife. My wife loved that dog. It was great. So, and I guarantee you she likes her dogs better than she does me. And that's no joke. I mean, I'm telling the truth there. Okay, so before I get into some of these questions and everything, I want to bring on Joseph from the new platform, armorstudios.network. Now, guys, okay, this is something completely different. Now, I listen to YouTube every night, and I hear what they can't say because I'm an empath. And as far as the legal and political stuff, I'm a constitutional lawyer, so I am able to hear what they can't say, what they want to say, what they're dancing around saying, okay? And pretty much it's all lies, okay? Now, if you give somebody a platform where they can go in there and tell the truth and not have to dance around any particular AI parameters given, you're going to have a platform that's full of transparency, honesty, and real entertainment and real people, not some AI character. Okay. Even though Joseph will take AI content, I know he will, as long as it's tasty and you know, and you don't is. I loved what he said. He says, as long as it's not illegal or unlawful and doesn't offend anybody, you know, no porn. That's easy. You know, that's easy. No porn. So then we're good. So I want Joseph to take the stage right now, and I want him to explain every little thing, every little detail. Joseph, before you start, the first thing I want you to address is people having problems going in and getting credit cards accepted. Do you have any issues or knowledge about that?
Yes, I do. So can everybody hear me okay? I sound clear? We're good? Okay. All right. Well, first off, Chance and Doc, thanks for having me on tonight. Thanks to everybody who has signed up, and thanks to everybody in the chat room tonight that's looking to sign up. The issue is when you sign up, one of our security parameters to make sure you're not a bot, and for us not to have that annoying CAPTCHA where you have to select like 9 squares out of 11 and then 7 squares out of 12 or something, you know, that to prove you're a human, you have to use the name on your credit card when you sign up. So whatever the name on your credit card is, that's going to be the name that you have to input on the sign up form. And then once you sign up, you have to click on your validation email. And then once you get your validation email, you go back in and click subscribe. And after that, there won't be any problem signing up, because I went back and I looked at some of this when Chance had me in the back studio, as the streaming platform calls it. And I was looking at some of the issues, and it's a name issue. It's as simple as that. So whatever the name on the card is, that's the name you have to sign up with. And then once you get signed up, I'm working with our support team right now to allow people to change the name once you sign up, because once you sign up, it stores that information with our payment processor securely on their side. We don't have any of that information. I don't have access to it. Once you sign up, it stays on the payment processor, and it's all secured to industry standard and their security policies over there. And that's a part of the security I have set up with them to interface with the site to keep everything secure. So that way, you know, there won't be any worry on your guys' end for security. And the other thing I want to make sure that everybody understands, this platform is a replacement of Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram right now. So right now, you know, with your messaging, with your calendar, with your events, with the group, your room chats, and everything else, that's the Facebook functionality. Then we have a story functionality, which is a one-click. You just click on it's a black screen with a white plus in it, and that's your Instagram feature. And then right now we're set up to only handle 30-second videos. So that would be your TikTok function. And so let me talk about TikTok for a second. I know a lot of people are on TikTok, you know, and that's the way they monetize everything. That's great. But you have to go on it 2 or 3 times a day. And then the algorithm's like, well, you went on it 1.5 times, so we're going to shadow ban 50 of your 100 users. Okay. We don't do that. I don't have an algorithm, and we have zero AI. This is as pure as social media can be. Okay. And I understand that everybody is where they're at, you know, and if you can't sign up right now, it's okay. It is what it is. I completely understand. But at some point, we all have to come together as humanity and change the system. And that's what I've done with this platform. So the elephant in the room is this takes a lot of infrastructure to run. Okay. And I'm just a normal guy trying to help humanity. And if we all have skin in the game, we're all helping humanity together, and we can all be David, take down Goliath together as a community. And that's my whole purpose of this platform, is to be humanitarian and community. And that's why I did what I did when I lowered the cost. And that if you sign up at the $7 per month, you'll pay that for the rest of your life. $7. I will honor that price. That's non-negotiable. That's just how I am. It's good as a handshake, you know. There you go, handshake. That's best I can do over the video there. But the biggest thing about this platform is wherever you're at, wherever the laws are on social media, at the time that you post, and our terms of service explains this, is the way what governs your post. So as long as it's not unlawful or it doesn't go against any laws at the time of the post, you're not going to get shadow banned. There's no censorship. If we disagree, we agree to disagree. I want all voices heard. Okay. Yeah. On all the other social media, some voices, it is what it is. But on this platform, everybody has a voice. Okay. And you can either listen to it or not listen to it. You can be their friend or not be their friend. You can go off and create your own group, just like Chance is doing. You can have, ABC's group, XYZ's group. You can have your own social media ecosphere within Armor Studios. This is a platform, so you can have your own social media sphere. So you can get off the machine. You can get off Facebook. You can get off Instagram. You can get off TikTok. Okay. Now, Chance did mention our video platform. That is in the works, and we are going to be bringing that on within the next 60 days. Years in, I'm more comfortable saying years end. Be a great Christmas present for everybody. Okay. I think I can still fit down a couple chimneys. So we'll bring up a video platform for Christmas instead of a lump of coal. I think that's a pretty fair deal there. Now, once that happens, we will have the same functionality as YouTube, the same functionality. Okay. Now, if you want cat videos, you're going to have to upload cat videos. Whatever content is on there is what you create. You have to bring the content to the platform. That's the most important thing. This is all an organic user-based growth. I want people to be able to just post what they feel they want to post. Okay. And if you want to spend an hour a day, you want to spend 5 minutes a day, that's up to you. But you're not going to compete with AI. You're not going to compete with algorithms. Zero. There will never be any AI on this platform. There'll be no algorithms, no shadow banning. Once you start building your ecosphere, and let's say you have 1,000 friends, you can log in on like 1 a.m. on a Thursday night. You'll still have 1,000 friends. It's not going to say you have 575 friends. It's always going to be whatever your friends are. And so you'll always have that. There's none of that. There's no censorship. If I come on the platform and say I like dogs and you say you like cats, well, then we're going to have a cat versus dog, conversation. And the poor cats and dogs here, they're really kind of just the way we can all gather on things, because we all love animals. Who doesn't? But the main thing is here is to create whatever you want to create, because once the changeover happens with the world and humanity does come together and we start doing all of our humanitarian projects, we're going to need a secure platform. That's why I built this. I spent the entire summer since Memorial Day to almost middle of September building this. And I do understand there's been some glitches. We're working on those right now. My support team's working on those. But with everything that is built from the ground up, there's going to be some, learning blocks. There's going to be some speed bumps we have to go through. So a little bit of patience I'd appreciate, and we're going to get through all that. And so that's all in the works. Hopefully within the next week or two, all that will be worked out. So right now, I just want everybody to come together, just, get on the platform, start learning it. And it's a little bit of a learning curve. It's not like Facebook. It's not like Instagram or TikTok. Now, to upload the videos, whatever your internet speed is how fast your videos will upload. So once you upload your video, it takes anywhere from 10 seconds to about 2 minutes for it to convert the video into the platform for it to convert to the format the video platform likes. So then that'll work. And I see, yes. When start that I want to mention this Starlink, because people keep mentioning Starlink. Yeah. So what Starlink actually is that I don't see mentioned too much is the actual internet. So I don't know how many people on here have Starlink. I have it. I only use the roam function, so that's So I'm not paying the full price for it to help save on costs, just like everybody else trying to save on costs. But with Starlink, that's the actual internet. Okay. So you have your Starlink, you have the Wi-Fi router, and then you have your devices. And then once your devices connect, you are directly connected to the internet. Okay. It goes from your device to Starlink to the actual backbone of the internet. And so that's really an understatement of how great Starlink really is. Okay. So most people have Comcast or, I think Spectrum or Cox Internet, some kind of cable internet. I don't know how many people have DSL anymore over your phone line, but they, how do I put this? They don't monitor the internet, they throttle the internet. Yeah, throttle is a better word. Okay. And so you're not actually getting the actual internet. So if you have a friend that has Starlink, I really encourage you to test it out because everything loads instantaneously. It really does. You just type in a website, hit enter, and it loads instantaneously. It's a really great thing. So once Elon finally gets all those satellites up and we all have equal access to Starlink and whatever he charges. But Starlink is a pure internet. And no, Starlink is not a platform. It is a telecommunications company. It is an ISP. It is a telecommunications company, a network. It's how you access the internet. But what Starlink is doing that is a real game changer is putting you on the backbone of the internet, giving you pure internet access. You can't even use a VPN when you're on Starlink because it's all built into their router. They're already protecting you. So once your device connects to the router, you're protected. That it's as simple as that. It's one of the best things I've almost seen. And so I just wanted to make sure people understand how great Starlink really is. And someday I do hope it's more affordable for everybody because I had big qualms about making a subscription on my platform. I'll just give you a little insight on that, like I did last time when I was on Chance's show. But for this whole thing is it's really, the infrastructure is just crazy. It really is. So yeah, but I just wanted to say I appreciate everybody who has signed up or is thinking of signing up. But I'll get more into the actual things you can do here. I was going to try and share my screen if that's okay, Chance, and go from there to kind of give people an idea here. Let me do that here. I'm having some technical difficulties tonight. I don't know if my video stopped or not. There we go. Okay, let's see at this screen here. Just that way so everybody can see.
Are you sharing the screen? Is that what you want me to do? Share it when I see it?
Yeah, I'm going to share it here in just a sec. So Starbright, unable to authenticate. So, okay, I'm going to have to check with our payment processor because they have not contacted me because I have notifications on for certain issues, and that is a new one. So I will have to get with them on that. So okay. Starbright, I ask a little bit of patience, and I'm going to look into that as soon as I get done with the show tonight. And if you could, I see you guys streaming the website there. If you guys could stream my email, I'm okay with that. It's admin@armorstudios.net. Okay, so you guys have any questions or have any trouble, that email comes directly to me right here. So I will answer all questions. Okay, and I usually reply within 4 hours and whatnot. So okay, so let me get into the screen share here.
Doc, Armor is spelled with an A-R-M-O-R, no U.
Oh, that's okay. That's the other one. I got you. Okay.
Okay.
That's a typo. Gotcha. Thank you. I'll take care of that right away. There you go.
And if you want to sign up tonight, you go to armorstudios.network.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to make sure that's very clear. So the platform is armorstudios.network right there, what Doc just put up. And then my email is the one that's scrolling. And then he's going to take the U out of the email there. So Armor spelled the same. But the email is .net. The platform is .network.
Yeah, I took it out, didn't take it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, Doc.
There you go.
All right, there we go. So email me any questions. If you have questions that you would rather ask on email than in the chat room, I'm open to any questions you guys have. So just feel free to email me. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and see if this, can you guys see my screen there, Chance?
No, yeah, I'm going to bring it up right now. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, wow. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to click over here.
Go ahead.
Did that work?
We can see it, but we're not seeing anything. Let's see. Let me take myself out. Chance, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it, but I don't. No, it doesn't look like anybody signed into that particular
I don't see anything
screen.
to that profile. Yeah. Can you scroll up, Joseph, on it? There you go. So you can at least see something. It's almost like LinkedIn too.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Because there's also business pages on there, and that way, if you have a small business, you can promote your business on there. Yes.
Oh, that's really awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how else are you going to promote your business and chat? I mean, $7 a month to promote your business, and here's a good point, Joe. Somebody over here says, you guys got to realize that all these other platforms are going to go down because they're all belong to the cable guys. Okay. So when the new internet comes up, when the Starlink comes up, this is going to be one of the only platforms that's going to exist. You want to get on the program now. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, post RV, I am going to be very involved. Probably more so than they want me to be. But I'm going to be very involved financially and with Hamilton Radio and Armor Studios both. So we want to make these platforms succeed. Okay. Now I'm going to let you continue in just a second, but everybody's making comments over here about I'm not going to be able to see because I can't afford $7 a month. Okay, well, if you can't afford $7 a month, I understand it, and I'm not going to put you down for that. But what I am going to say is you are a multimillionaire right now. You are. If you're a currency holder, you're a multimillionaire right now. Get to thinking like a multimillionaire. Get to thinking positive. God loves people that think positive. He loves us all, but he wants the best for us. God wants all of us to have abundance. Anything less is absolutely redundant. So this platform, Armor Studios, is the next big thing. It's just we got to get you away from the old school and into the new school. Go ahead, Joseph.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be the first to tell you, I kick and scream on change all the time. I mean, change as a human, it's one of the most difficult things we do. So I completely understand it. But Chance is right. Those platforms will be going away at some time, and that's why I've built mine now, because I'm kind of on that mindset. But I wanted to give everyone a preview tonight what it's like. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that back up here. So can you guys see this campfire video?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be like the 30-second video. Here, I see this. And, it's going to play just like that. And so this would be your Instagram story or your TikTok style video. And so the way this works is when you see this icon up here, that means you're on the main screen. And this is your main menu on the left-hand side here. This is where everything's at. So when you click on your name, this is everything here. So this big picture back here, that's your cover page, and then this is your profile. The icon I have here is your profile picture. You can go to your news feed. This is where you go to your friends. This is where you go to your photos. So you can create your own photo albums under photos. And then, because this came up this week. So we have photos and then we have files. So you can't upload photos to files. You can only upload photos to photos, but you can upload your photos. And then you turn on your notifications here. And then if you have any messages, you have your messages here. And then on the invite friends, you can put in as many email addresses as you want, type in a little message here, and then click on invite, and the platform takes care of the rest. Down here, so just so everybody's clear, I'll show you the terms and conditions here. This is simple. Yes, this is all a bunch of lawful stuff, but this is it. As long as the post doesn't go against any of this stuff here, then you're good. And it's about a 5-minute read. I wanted to make sure it didn't take everybody like 2 weeks to read it. Then we have Messenger software. So if you're on a Windows computer, you can actually download our Messenger, and it works just like the old MSN Messenger or AIM messengers, where it's a two-way chat. So if you're on a Windows-based computer, you can use our Messenger. And then we have forums, where it's just like a regular forum site. You can add your own category and have your forum. And then I created a test one here for site testing and then improvements. And then if you were signed up and signed on, you could go in here and type anything you wanted to see on the platform. And within a reasonable amount of time, we would have it on the platform. And then the wallet works with our marketplace. So if you want to sell things on the platform, you can sell in between each other. It's as simple as that. Works. It's just as easy, just like Facebook Marketplace. Then under groups, that's where we have our groups. And so this is where I was talking about earlier on when you get on here and you want to start building your own brand, your own platform, you can create your own group. So you can click on add group, and you can either have it be public where everybody sees it and everybody posts, or it's closed and only people can see the title of the group when you accept them. And then only the people in the group can post and see the post. So you just, monitor the level of, if you want a really private group, you can have that, kind of like what Chance is doing. And then on the business page, you can come on here and you can create a new business page. And you just put in all your business details. And then once you do this, you bring it back up and you can add your business logo. So this is a place where you can support your business. And then, like I said, here's where you can upload all your files. If you want to make a poll, you can do that. And then more importantly, this is your videos here. And you just click on add video and then hit browse. And you can put it in the title of the video and a little description, browse, you select your video, and then hit save. And like I said, it takes about 1 to 5 minutes for the system to process the video. And then you go from there. And then here's the marketplace. And right now there's nothing in here because we're getting that up and running. And it's just like a normal marketplace. You'd add your product and people can search for it and you're good to go. And then if you have an event, whether you want to have an event on the platform or have an event locally, you can post that on here. And then you can also, this is where you have your calendar as well. And you can put all your stuff in here for your friends to see. You can mark the either public or closed, just like a room. And like right here today, we have the Chance's live chat. So that was already on there. And then on the bottom, the group chat, which we are working on right now, is where once Chance transfers his Telegram chat over to here, this will be a live room where you can just go back and forth and it's a live chat function. So that's just a brief overview. I'm being mindful of the time that Doc G here and Chance have given me tonight. But we'll go ahead and turn off this here. There we go. And I just really excited to see where this goes. Excited to see what everybody creates. And just remember, we're all in this together. So we have to rebuild the system together. That's where it's at. Okay. And if we don't rebuild the system, we're not going to have this great world that we want. So I am giving people a place to go out and rebuild the system. So when you're comfortable, when you're ready, we'll be here for you. And I can't wait to see what everybody creates. And like I said, they posted my email. If you have any questions about Armor Studios, feel free to ask. And I will respond as soon as I can. So I'll hand it back to Doc and Chance here. And I appreciate you guys.
Joseph, one real quick question and about
Yes.
the format. I love everything that you're doing, by the way, and congratulations to you. Is there a tutorial on the format or YouTube in case people forget? Because a lot of times we get so busy and we'll watch this and we're like, what did he say? I want to go back to that. I can go to this video, but is there a tutorial that goes through each?
I'm in the middle of putting one together.
That's why. Okay, good.
Yes, I'm working with another content creator such as myself. And they've been really helpful, and they're a bit better at graphic design than I am. I know my strengths, and graphics design is one of them. So they're helping me put the tutorial together. And I think that's another thing too that I've learned through this platform is we all just need to recognize our strengths, and then we all work together, and then we'll find out who each other really are and just get back to collaboration. I mean, that's why, for a better lack of a sales pitch, Armor Studios collaboration starts here. That's why I settled on that, because we need to get back to collaborating. We need to get back to communicating. And then at the end of the day, we agree to disagree. And then you wake up in the morning and have your coffee, and coffee's great. So, yeah. So.
All right, brother, man, what a presentation. Listen, I want you guys to try to absorb everything. If you can't, but the minute this tutorial comes out, we'll be on our private Telegram page. It will be, I assume you're going to put the tutorial on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute too, because they don't.
Actually, once I get that done, I will probably just host it on the site and put the link out, and then people can just have the tutorial for free because everybody needs that. Or the other way I can get it is send it out by email too. So I don't have any social media. I'm staying true to my core here. I have my own platform. I don't have Facebook. I don't have TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, Reddit, or anything.
Okay, that sounds great.
Because the more organically this grows, the less I have to deal with the machine. So, and their algorithms. Because if I go on Facebook and say, hey, everybody, here's a alternative, I don't think Mr. Zuck's going to like that.
Yeah, I get it.
Joseph, the other thing about that is, and I have to say this too, that's why I've been a proponent of mine on Hamilton Radio, or HamiltonRadio.net for 30 some years, because when I listen to other stations, they sound okay, but I don't want to compare myself. I want to do things the way I want to do them. I want to structure the way I want to structure. I'm in control. You're in control. You're in that, you're in that pilot seat. You may have a co-pilot or whatever. My wife every now and then will chime in and do things.
Yes.
But the point is, when you're in that pilot seat and you can control that plane, so to speak, you can control people anywhere you want to go.
Yes.
And you can bring them anywhere you want to go, which is a great, unique feeling, not only for the people that are flying your format, flying my radio station the same way, but also enjoying the format and listening to it and really delving into depth of what it has to offer. compared to satellite, Sirius radio, FM radio. And I'll just say this real quick. The comments I get was, why don't you have any political speeches? And my comment is still the same. It's a radio station. It's supposed to make you feel good. It's supposed to give you entertainment. It's not supposed to tell you about this candidate's doing this and this candidate's doing that. It does not matter, because at the end of the day, you want to be entertained. You want to feel good. You want to feel that great vibe you have, and you want to enjoy your day. And what makes you feel better than being on a format that lets you be you? And
that's the thing, Doc. That's the thing. I want everybody to be who they are. And I mean, I'm almost creating a new industry here with everything. I'm getting I grew up before social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what social media is supposed to be. And that's what Armor Studios is at the end of the day. And so that's why when people email, you're emailing this guy right here. I get on my phone and answer my emails all day. That's what I do.
That's what I do. Answer the request all day. And the thing is, let me say this. When MySpace first came out, okay, and I preference MySpace because I said MySpace, this could be big if it was done correctly. But they had no idea how to do it, where to do it. They were confused. So Facebook comes along and destroys MySpace. It destroyed them. So not always is the original the best, but when you look at something and say, oh, I'm going to take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, make this better, make this better, make this better, make no algorithms, not take people away from the place, but bring more people in and let them be themselves and enjoy the platform the way it's meant to be. That's it. That's all you need.
Yes.
I agree too. I loved MySpace. When I first got the internet and I learned about MySpace, man, I just loved it. It was just like, oh wow. And then the other thing was you could troll people that you used to know, and and you could see, hey, what are they doing? Yeah, okay. It's good to see my friend, but I really don't want to talk to him, but it's good to see that he's doing okay, and
yeah. So I see in the chat Chance, that people are asking about ads. And thanks for adding the S there, Doc. Appreciate you. Silly spell check and AI spell check. Yes. So the other thing I want to make sure is that people understand the biggest thing here about this being subscription based. There's no ads and there's no trackers. Okay. There's no cookies, there's no algorithm, and there is no AI. Okay. And for the life of the platform, okay, there will never be an ad, there will never be a tracker, there will never be AI, there will never be an algorithm. This is going to be the purest form of social media. Okay. And with God as my witness, I don't care if someone offers me $1 trillion or all the gold in the world.
Yeah.
There's not enough money to buy Armor Studios. There's not.
I love it.
Okay.
Same with me, brother. Same with me. I said this many times, and I'll say it to Chance too.
Yeah.
If you have an offer to give me, it better be over $3 or $4 trillion, so I can help everybody around the world.
Yeah,
then
you
we'll
can literally buy the world at that point,
Then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. Which means, you know what? It's not for sale.
Yeah, it's not. None of my platforms, none of my businesses, I will ever sell to anybody, because then they're not me. Then they're not the platform I promised the customer. I didn't promise the user. And that's the biggest thing. And I just want everybody to join, okay? And have fun, do your thing, and create. If we stop communicating, the world stops turning.
There you go.
And
wow. Thanks so much, Joseph. We're going to have you on again. And but when you get the tutorial, get a hold of me right away, okay?
Yeah, I will. I'll be working on that here pretty soon. I have a couple things coming up, and I have a family thing I have to tend to. So I'll get the tutorial out by the end of the month. I need some time on that. I'm a one-man band, except for when I ask for help. So I'm trying to help the world one stepping stone at a time.
Yep.
But I'm one man, and as the platform grows and people want to help, they can. I'm open. So if there's suggestions, there's comments, there's something not working, email me, and we'll get it taken care of. But we got to communicate to keep the world turning. Chance, Doc, God bless you guys. I appreciate what you guys are doing. And everybody take a deep breath, put the armor of God on, you say amen, and everybody have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen, and God bless. Thank
God
you.
bless.
Yep. God bless everybody. We'll see you guys.
Hey, I want to address a couple things before we play the videos on the stem cell patches.
Sure.
We didn't get any new videos this week, so we're going to replay the ones next week. And I want you to listen to these videos because I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday, okay? I stopped up to see my friend up at he's got a little music shop. He's not doing very good. And in Burlington, 20 miles away. And there's a woman walking by. She says, "Oh, a dead bee." I said, "Is it still moving?" She says, "Yeah." I did this. I took my patch off and I went over to that bee and I put it on that bee that was kind of dying. Okay. And she says, "Well, what's that going to do?" And I said, "Why don't you, let's just sit here. Let's just stand here and watch and see." This is in the gravel in the driveway. And I put the patch on the bee. Of course, it was in no position or condition to sting me, so I wasn't scared. And I break out real bad if I get a bee sting. So anyway, I put it on there, and we stood there and we talked back and forth. I was telling the lady about the patches and everything, and we actually had a pretty good conversation going, and we kind of forgot about the bee. Then all of a sudden, I see my patch flying through the air. Okay, and then it falls off, and we see the bee flying up. Okay, now wait a minute. I thought, wait a minute. If that did that to a bee that was half dead, and the reason I thought about that is because Lillian was talking about it a couple of weeks ago, how they put it on a bug and it revived the bug and the bug was fine. Okay. Well, we're a lot bigger than a bug. Okay. So we gotta keep at these patches. Okay. But that woman, I made a believer out of her, and I'm supposed to come talk to her next week about getting signed up for the patches. Because when she saw that bee fly away, well, my patch was flying actually, and then it fell off and the bee kept going. It took like 10 minutes for that little thing to, I don't know what it was dying from, but it ain't dying no more. Okay. So I want to address something. Somebody says, "I don't pay for Intel," and somebody says, "I don't pay for Intel." Oh, now wait a minute. Yes, you do. Everybody pays for everything. If you got the internet, you're paying for the internet. You couldn't get the Intel without the internet. So you are paying for the Intel. You're not paying me, but you are paying for the Intel. If you are paying your electric bill, then the electricity is required for you to have your Wi-Fi on, which requires the internet to function. You're paying again. Okay? Everybody pays for something somehow. You get a glass of water out of the sink, the city's going to send you a bill. And you get to pay for those wonderful chemicals that they're putting in. All the chlorine and fluoride. Don't drink that crap. It's poison. And we're going to lead up to the X20 machine. I should be getting my X20 machine this month. I'll let you guys know as it happens. But don't think everything's free, because everything's not free. And that's why God wants us to have abundance. because he knows we have to pay for things one way or the other. And we have been held down so much that it's time for us just to be able to, oh yeah, $7 a month, that's no problem. Oh yeah, they need $50,000 to build a house. Well, that's no problem. I can do that. That's what they want us to do. They want us to help each other. So whether you're getting the gift of a house, the gift of a patch, a set of patches for a month or whatever, you're paying for it one way or the other. Okay. Somebody is paying for it one way or the other. And it's like a bass player I once knew. He would always say, I don't know if I should say it or not.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. It's anyway. He was a bass player, so he says, "Bass, bass, grass, or ass. Nobody rides in my car for free." Okay, I know that's got a little crude, but that's a musician thing. Okay.
Every musician I ever talked to says the same thing.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure you've heard that before. And but here's the thing, guys. You pay for everything. And you shouldn't have to worry of paying for everything. And that's why God wants us to have abundance. That's why you need to turn your life over to God. You need to realize that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior. You need to realize that the Holy Spirit is within your heart. And you realize that once you bring things together with prayer, positive energy, frequency, vibration, it all works together. 520-741-8. Okay? That's enough of me preaching, okay? I'm going to step off the platform and let you hear the video from last week for the stem cells. To order your stem cells, you can either order them for me or Doc G, either one. It doesn't matter, okay? My email's chancemusic@yahoo.com. Docs, is that, what is your email? DP?
No, GDPENT1 @yahoo.com.
Yeah, it'll be on the screen, so write it down if you're watching.
I'll put it on the screen.
All right, let's have the video, Doc.
Here's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Tell me about your mom, or tell me about your sister, whoever it is.
so my sister is a nurse, and my mother last year was put into the hospital. She had gained right about 50 pounds because her kidneys quit working. She's been a bad diabetic, bad heart, Charcot joint disease, and I could go on and on. Double breast mastectomy from breast cancer years ago. Anyways, so she was put into the hospital. It was actually during COVID, right at the end of it, or what have you. And basically the doctor said, look, we can't doctor her kidneys anymore because it's killing her heart. Her injection put these patches on. Mom, you're gonna have to try it. What have you got to lose? So she did. And in 2 days, she urinated over 5 gallons of fluid. Her kidneys started working. On the fifth or sixth day, her injection fraction was up over 21% or 21. And they actually released her out of the hospital and said, here, just put on this life vest in case something was to happen to you. I've kept her on the patches since then, and been putting a carnosine patch over her heart. And for the last 10 or 12 years, the injection fraction has never gotten over 27. And today, a month ago, she got her results back, and it's over 41 now. Of course, the doctors have no explanation of what it is. And that's just one of the many things. They also, my mom was in a cast because they drilled a hole in the bottom of her foot from the Charcot joint disease and had to shave a bone off. But she's a bad diabetic with an insulin pump on her, so her foot would not heal. So we started patching her foot, and I asked the doctor, I was like, you really need to look at these patches when you put these patches on her foot. And he's like, well, if you can make them patches would heal her foot, then I'd be a believer. I'm like, well, if you continue to doctor her and I patch her, you're still going to think it was you and not the patches. So that's kind of a, catch-22 here. But we started putting the X39 on the bottom of her foot, and it was just unbelievable. You could see, I've got pictures of the hole where the hole in her foot started healing from the inside out, and just kept coming out, and her foot finally closed up, and it's just a miracle. Not counting my wife's great aunt, she's been used as a pin cushion by a doctor, 85 years old. She was 84 at the time. She had her COVID shot and any other shot that they could push down her. She was on full-blown oxygen. She was on 22 pills. She talked about committing suicide, called the suicide hotline 3 times. After we put her on the patches, got her going on that, she's like, okay, I'll do it. After 6 months, she's off all of her oxygen. She is off all of her pills. She's on no more pills. She paid for my wife and I to take her for her 85th birthday to Texas to go see her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, been going up and down stairs with no oxygen. So I don't need proof that the patches work. I just need more people to understand and believe, that just give them a chance, you know. So, and now my wife's pregnant after 16 years of not being able to conceive. Again, another miracle. So
It works.
they do.
Yeah. If you put the patches on, you drink the water, it works.
So yeah, so let me just comment on that real quick, and then we'll put the next one on. These testimonials, by the way, are the actual people that are experiencing these so-called miracles. Now, people could say, well, that's not the patches, that's this, that's that. If you believe and have faith to believe that these are the patches doing this, then who are you to say that it's not the patches? Who are you to say that it's not God? Because if a person has faith and believes that the patches will work, they work. It's simple. Right, Chance? It's simple. So let's play the second one. This one's even more, wow, blows you away every time you hear it. So we're going to play this next, guys. So hang on a second.
Dusty, so
Hang on a second here. I'm setting it up. And we're going to set this up right now. Patience, please. Here we go.
okay, Dusty, so tell us, you got your grandma on the patches, and why did you think to even offer her the patches? What was going on with her?
So she's had neuropathy for over 30 years. She worked out of high school and slipped on a banana peel. And they have made so many different concoctions, morphine, just different high doses of this medication where they would have to actually draw her blood to check her liver enzymes. And she was very skeptical at first. And she's like, oh, honey, I don't know. I'm fine. I'm just going to keep taking my pills. We'd go visit, drop the boys off, come visit. And she'd say, oh, honey, not today. She'd be rocking herself in her chair, crying, just so much pain. She described it as her feet were on fire, wrapped in barbed wire.
Oh.
She couldn't walk. They were so swollen. And, you know, there's days where she didn't want to see her grandkids, that's very not normal. She's 83, has 2 grandboys, great grandkids. And so I'm like, Grandma, just try it. Okay, I'm going to buy them. I bought the patches and she tried them. Within a couple of days, she's up walking around. She's using the ice wave. She's on the Eon and she's on the 39. And my husband is like, he's very skeptical. And he said, Dusty, I've never seen my grandma like this in 25 years. He's just like, she's light back in her body. She's like, she looks happy. She's smiling. The fact that she can drive and the fact that she can get up out of her chair and walk around and take the kids into the store, she hasn't done that in years. So her life was given back to her because of the patches. So she was very, like I said, skeptical, but she is up moving around. Her pain went from a 15 to a 20 to a sometimes no pain or a 2 to a 3. So
wow, that's a huge difference. So she's no longer rocking herself. I remember when you called me about patch placement, you were saying that, every night she cries herself to sleep and you guys are like at a loss, like there's nothing we can do for her until you got the patches.
Yeah.
So wonderful that you're able to provide that relief for her.
Yeah, but I got them.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, there you go, Chance. Turn your mic on.
Fantastic. chancemusic@yahoo.com for patches, or Doc's email address, which is
gdpent1@yahoo.com. But I want to say, guys, if you send it to Chance's email, as the orders come in, the ladies will distribute as needed. So if Chance gets one, I get one, Brian gets one, Wyatt gets one. It all works out. We're all family, so it's fine either way. We all need help. We all need to be healthy. We all need to feel better. And if these patches lead the way to that, like Chance always says, this is the pre-med beds. Before you get to the med beds, you're already pre-healed. So if you use the patches every day, religiously, and put them on where they need to be, you will see the results. However, if you use the same patch over again, it won't have the same result. If you use half a patch, it won't use the same result. If you buy it from Amazon, it won't have the same result. If you buy them from other places, we can't guarantee the content and how good it is. So please understand, it's about everything. Having faith, drinking water, feeling good about yourself, but also believing in the patches, and the patches will work. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and my friend Maria out in Nevada, she told me, well, I did the patches and they didn't do any good. Well, she got them from a different source. She didn't get them directly from LifeWave. And we found out that they actually came from Amazon, and they were counterfeit patches. Well, they were cheap. They were $35 or something like that, but that's money wasted if it doesn't work. Now, the last thing I would like to say about patches is tonight, what is your health worth? Okay, what is it worth? Did you get in the bad physical condition that you're in right now all at once? Did you just wake up and you had this problem or that problem and the other problem? Did you just wake up and it happened? No, it happened over time because of bad foods, bad medicine, bad doctors. Okay, you're gonna have to take control of this, and yeah, it costs some money. Okay, and we come together as a family and help people get patches. Okay, sometimes, but money's tight for everybody, so we're not pushing for anything like that right now. But I want to tell you all, you got to start somewhere, and you might as well start now. Okay, what is your health worth? Well, I can't afford that. I've got to pay. I got to pay my electric bill. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you skip it this month and go get a payment arrangement and start on the patches? Okay. I'm going to give you guys a little clue. If there's a lot of people, there's a lot of senior citizens that listen to the show that don't understand the benefits that are out there to help you. One of them is energy assistance. Okay. Here in the state of Iowa, we have energy assistance program. You prove your income. You prove who's living in a house with you, Social Security numbers, addresses. It's very simple, about 6 pieces of paperwork. That's all needed. And they give you around $800 a year to pay on your heating bill, which is if you're all electric house, then it goes to electric company. If you have gas force air furnace, then it goes to the gas company. Okay. So, and the other thing is also, I think it's national, starting in November, if you qualified for energy assistance, you can tell Lion Energy or any other energy company to go read between the lines, okay? Because between November 1st and April 1st, there's what's called a moratorium. And the moratorium will keep you from getting disconnected if you don't pay your bill. And I just brag about it. I've done it this year. I've done it this way for 25 years. Once I get my approval letter, I shoot a copy of it over to the Lion Energy, and then I call them up and I say, I just want you to let you know you're not going to get any more money out of me until next April. Okay? But this time when I call them and say, oh, and by the way, I'm qualified for energy assistance, so you can't disconnect me, and moratorium is in effect. Oh, but by the way, you'll be out of business by then because DJT is seeing that we get free energy. Okay, is what you've been given. You've been getting the energy for free, and you've been sending it to us and billing us for it. And you've been billing us out the arse, okay? You're a bunch of dirty, rotten, crooked bastages that all you care about is the almighty dollar. You don't think it's going to be nice to be rich? I'm not going to flaunt my wealth. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be the real quiet, mild-mannered little musician, plays his guitar, sells his guitars, and I'm going to I'm going to change this part of the world and any part of the world that I think I can do it with, because I was gifted a bunch of currency, and the beautiful lady that sent it to me, I just love her to death. She's wonderful. She said, "This is too much money for me to have." She says, "You'll know what to do with it." And you know what? I do. I've already got all my will, my documents and everything ready. If you want to get a will, by the way, I'm offering a pour over trust free with any will that you order from me for $500. Okay. The will is $500. When we put in a free pour over trust, I've got all the documents that will work in every state on my computer. It won't take me any time to put it together for you. Probably a couple days. I got some formatting things I got to do, and you can either fill it out yourself, or you can send me your information. Of course, that would put me as a retainer, and I would not. We'd have a confidentiality requirement on my part. And we want to help you, okay? We want to help you get your act together, because guess what? I can't believe how many people between the ages of 40 and 80 don't know how to conduct any business. That's why we're going to put together Law Dogs. Law Dogs is going to be a nonprofit organization. You will pay a $60,000 a year fee to be a member, but all your legal and lawful work and representation in court will be free under the Law Dogs constitutional lawyer organization. So this isn't something that's the world's changing. Okay, the world's changing. What are you getting into? This dog of mine she's got a wrapper. She's licking the flavor off of the wrapper. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. Okay. Anyway, I'm looking forward to everything's getting ready to happen. Now it's time for some intel, because I'm getting tired. Doc's tired. I wanted this show to go another. I wanted to do it 40 minutes tonight, and it didn't work out either. and we got too much information. Okay. And if you need a guitar, please call me at 319-561-0064. If you're getting to buy a guitar for somebody for Christmas, we've got a lot of guitars. And like I said, I was very, very successful post-COVID. And then COVID came and pulled the fire out from under us. So we're selling some guitars occasionally. Oh, there you go. Is that one I see?
No, this is not yours. These are two of mine. But
okay.
I just want to show this the kind of guitar he gets. He gives you really, really nice guitars, and he tunes them. And what else? You send all kinds of stuff with him too. Like it's like a whole
strap and a tuner. Yeah, strap, tuner, everything.
Nobody I know does that. No musician I know, when they sell their guitar, they sell the guitar. That's it. You're lucky to get a pick. You sell it, you get this, holy cow. And it's tuned. So you're
all right.
A person.
I got to get to this intel, okay?
Right, go do it.
And, ladies and gentlemen, I got intel in just before the show. Instead of after the show, I got the intel in before the show. Okay? Now, this is a general update. The gold-backed digital dollar will be available to individuals from tomorrow. Okay? From tomorrow. This will be the payment method for HA. What HA means, somebody put it up on the board. I can't think. I don't know what it means. We understand that the paymasters will issue a digital wallet to sellers, brokers, agents, and etc. and will. I lost my place. Excuse me. Stop that, silly goose. Okay. Paymasters will issue a digital wallet to sellers, brokers, agents, etc., and will offer access to a number of international banks who will be able to convert fiat in the main currencies based on a 1-to-1 against the USD. That means that your fiat that you're holding, you're going to be able to swap it out dollar for dollar. Okay? These payments are expected to have a global tax immunity. The precision details and legal basis will only be clear when the first payments are made by the paymasters. These are at redemption centers. These aren't at banks. We're going to cover that in a minute. The G20 sovereign buyers now have permission to issue contracts and make payments in USDN, United States digital notes, and starting tomorrow, Zurich should be first followed in days with the Philippines, Vietnam, and the USA. Stop it. And the USA. So Zurich, Philippines, Vietnam, USA. All golden assets will be closed first by the German bonds. Full contractual payment is expected to be much faster than originally envisioned. I will update individual sellers immediately upon receipt of a firm closing schedule. Okay. You ever had any intel like that? Nah, you haven't had any. We've never been in this position before. Okay. Back wall. You ready? The back wall. 17th. Now, hi, Wyatt. There you are, brother. Wyatt and I are we're on the same page. I think we've talked 2 or 3 times this week. And it's hard for us to talk because when I get up in the morning, he's going to bed and vice versa. But we're on the same page that when silver hits $50, when silver hits $50, that's going to be the end of the stock market and the Federal Reserve. Now, on Tuesday's Chances live chat group 2, private group on Telegram, I reported my sister's in Washington, D.C. She is I love her to death, but if she was any more left, she'd fall off the edge of the earth, okay? But she says, they got barricades all over the White House. I said, yeah, I know that. And, silver is at $50, Wyatt says. Awesome. All right. Now, she said, but I went by the Federal Reserve building and it looks like they're remodeling. I said, oh, it looks like they're remodeling? She says, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but they look like they're tearing the roof off the place. I said, oh, well, what kind of machines were they using? I don't know, bulldozers or cranes or whatever. She says, I don't pay no attention. I don't know anything about that stuff, Brian. And I said, well, I think they're tearing it down. Well, why would they tear it down? Well, because it's not federal, it's not a reserve, and it's not a bank. Okay? And she says, either you're crazy or we're going to have to spend some time together, and you're going to have to explain everything to me. And I said, you better rent a room. Yeah. So anyway, I also wanted to read something over here somebody posted. It was really cool. Yes, Starlink will be free when this comes in. And yes, Jody, I know you're trolling me. I love you, honey. That's my little girl. Jody, next week I'm going to show everybody what I got you for your birthday. Okay. I got her this custom T-shirt. It's really cool. I'll give you a link to it, Doc, next week, and you got to see this T-shirt because I mean it just says everything about her and me. Okay. We have been a team since day one. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. And we knock them dead when we perform together. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
here you do.
As long as she's got a voice, I'll have a paycheck. Okay. She loves it when I say that. Okay. So that's what's going on with the Federal Reserve. That's where Wyatt said it was up to $50, but then it dropped down to $47. They don't want to keep it at $50 very long. Ooh. And so I've just given you a lot of good information. The back wall is the 17th. Now, what's going to happen on the 17th, Chance? Something twofold is going to happen, or it could be onefold. We're just going to have to see. Either it's going to be the best good news you could ever get in the whole wide world, or it's going to be the biggest false flag misdirection that you've ever seen. Okay? I'd crap if they had full disclosure before to be the Black Swan event. I don't know. John just said it's $49.75 now. Holy cow. We're almost there. Come on, $50. Come on, that's what we want. Guys, I went through a period for a long time before I started doing these shows where crazy dad and a crazy daughter, absolutely. Where I was depressed. And I really wasn't what you would call a spiritual person. I really wasn't what you'd call a religious person. I was looking for God. I'd been looking for him for a long time. I didn't realize I was carrying him in my heart. Okay? But it took going to a few different churches and listening to a few people think and getting my mind working and realize, okay, that church is not the place for me. I am too spiritual for that. Okay? As long as they got a 501(c)(3), it's that you don't want to go to that church. There's a church over by Peoria that I really want to go to, and it's called a Church Without Walls. They meet in public places and they testify. And it's run by a childhood friend of mine, Lee Clausen, over in Peoria, Illinois. And I want to go over there because that sounds cool, where you could get together with a bunch of like-minded people that are like-minded in the Lord and get together and commiserate. Socialize and, praise the miracles that God has given you in your life. Now, I wouldn't even be here tonight if it wasn't for Dr. John Van Gilder, the surgeon that performed my transvaginal braid surgery when I was 27 years old. And God gave him the talents and the gift to save me. Hydrocarbon law, I've been told it's been passed, Valerie. I've been told it's been passed. I have also been told that $4.82 is the rate for the dinar for the public rate in country. Okay. I've also heard the street rate is going to be between $4.82 and $5.89 on the Vietnamese dong. Don't know about the Venezuela Boulevard. Don't know about the Zimbabwe. If you go to Redemption Center, your Zim payments will be on a platform payout. If you don't know what a platform payout is, basically it's holding it for you and you get a certain percentage every quarter. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, we'll take care of you, PhD Bry. And I want you to, if you have a regular trust, regardless of which trust that you have, okay, we're going to give you, if you so desire, we're going to give you a pour over trust. which covers all your assets that are not specified in your irrevocable trust, your living trust, your irrevocable trust, whatever kind of trust you have. Okay. The pour over trust is a legal document. You have it notarized and you put it with your will. You put it with your trust. Keep all those papers together. You're right, John. Paper silver is fake. Okay. You might as well have fiat dollars. Okay. John, good point. Wyatt made a good point too. Two or more are gathered in my name, I am there. Absolutely. So, good things. I could just sit here and read these questions all night because I just love the comments that you people make for the most part. The negative comments, not so much. I'm going to try to pull you out of your negativity. I'm going to try to get you to raise your vibration and everything. Because I was talking to, who was I talking to? Steve. Oh, I want to read Steve's poem. Oh God, I've got to do this, guys. I'm going to listen. I wanted to do this earlier, but this is a perfect time because we're talking about spirituality. I want to read you, Steve Yu, his name is Yu, wrote a poem. I'm going to hope I find it. Oh my gosh, I don't see it. Let's see. Hang on a minute. And it was so powerful. Where is it at? Oh my gosh. Steve, if you're listening, send me an email right now. chancemusic@yahoo.com. I'm still doing my show. I'll call you back. Bye. Send me an email right now, Steve. I know he's listening. Steve from Iowa. Send me that email again. I cannot find it. I know I didn't delete it. Anyway, he wrote this poem, and I was listening to it on my way home today. And man, it wasn't even really a poem. It's more of a dissertation. And yes, your straw man is now gone, and you will be getting your reformation and restoration and your straw man money when you go to a redemption center. If you are over 70, you will get it all at once. If you're under 70, you will be getting it in a structured payout. Okay? I guess he didn't hear me, or he can't send it to me. I wanted to read this so bad because it's so powerful. Come on. Where's that?
Chance, just to reiterate what you were saying, but you said what I read was people 60 or 65, it's going to be like something like $25 million?
Probably more than that.
Okay.
And the reason I know is I did back in when Trump first took office, I paid a company $350 to give me a printout. They don't do it anymore. But I had $3 billion in my strawman account. And it's not going until you get the appointment and redemption. That's right. It's not gone. You're not going to be able to collect it. You got to go to a redemption center, not a bank. If you go to a bank, you're not. Okay, let me tell you what you're not going to get. You're not going to get a true QFS card with the 7 points of security on it. Okay. You're not going to get your reformation and restoration. If you're over 70, you're not going to get it all at once. If you're under 70, you're not going to get it at all. If you're over 70, you're not. If you go to the bank, you're not getting anything. It's cabal money. You're giving them extra money to the cable guys. We don't want them back in power. Okay? What else are you not getting? Well, you're not getting your medbed appointment. Wake up. Listen to what I'm saying. There's 2 QFSs. There's 2 JFK Juniors. There's 2 redemption types. One of these things is not like the other. Okay? I'm trying to tell you in the best way I know how. Pay attention to what I am saying. If you want to join the private Telegram group, send me an email to chancemusic@yahoo.com. We will get you on for free. And we do shows on there Sunday night at 5 in the afternoon. So 5 o'clock Central Time. And Tuesdays at 5 o'clock Central Time. There's a very strong possibility I got from the higher ups that I may be put on an NDA. If I am put on an NDA, then again, if I'm put on it again, then here's what's going to happen. I am going to only talk about security things. That's all I'm going to talk about. We will have videos and information on security only. We won't be answering questions about rates, dates, or what color your mother's hat is or anything like that. No, we don't care. Okay. What we're going to do, that's what we're going to do if I get put under an NDA. Okay. I've been under an NDA 3 other times. Last note, Princess Elizabeth had, according to Wyatt and me both, 2 imposters that with fake documents that tried to go in and steal the trust. Didn't happen. We win again. The white hats got them. Okay. You have a superpower. It's called prayer. You have someone to walk beside you with your problems. His name is Jesus Christ. Okay? You have a creator that loves you. His name is Yahweh. Like the breath of life. Yahweh. Okay? You're not alone. Even if you're living by yourself and you don't have a pet, you're not alone. They're with you all the time. Talk to them. Believe. Love. Because your life is about to change in a way that you can't imagine. By tuning into this show, you are way above everybody else in the latest intel. And we tell you things that the other places won't come out and say. They absolutely won't come out and say this. Did you see the other day on that video that Trump almost said something about the EBS? Did you see that? Yeah. It's coming. Everything's coming. Remember one thing. Get your money out of the bank. Get your money out of the bank. And get your money out of the bank. If you have to pay a bill, go down to the post office, get a money order. Don't put your money in the bank. Don't trust the convenience of having using that ATM card, because this stuff's gonna shut down. Okay, the internet's gonna shut down. You better get out the DVDs, because you ain't gonna be able to watch no videos or no live TV. If you want to communicate with your family and all you have is a cell phone, put Signal and Viber on your phone. I am giving you more information in one package than anybody else. And I'm a very competitive person. I want to be the best at what I do, because I want to be the guy that's remembered when all the other Charlie, Phil, Mark guys are forgotten. I want to be the guy that's remembered for telling the truth and having transparency. I want to be the guy remembered that came and did everything I could to keep you in your condominium, that did everything that I could to get you out of jail, to help you with your fine, that I did everything in my power to help you with your situation. We appreciate any donations to Cash App, $ McFadden Chance. RV protocol papers are $50. The will with the pour over trust will be $500. If you need just the pour over trust, it's $50. Okay. I'm sorry that if I make this show sound like a commercial, but right now we all got to work together. We all got to get our I's dotted, our T's crossed, and praise Jesus, praise the Creator, praise the Holy Spirit for the 13 dogs that were saved. Let's get those last 2 saved. all you need in this world to get by is more than love. You need prayer and love. Love your creator, love yourself, love your neighbor, even if he's an arsehole. Okay? Love him anyway, because he's probably an arsehole because he doesn't get any love. And maybe your smile just might make his day. All we need is love. I'm Chance McFadden. This is Doc G. Doc G, you're the best, by the way. I love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
You're the best. We're going to be doing great things together. I'll see you guys next week on Chance's Chat, right here on Hamilton Radio 1 on YouTube. Until then, be good to yourself and everybody you come in contact with. Good night.
Night, everybody. Thank you.